Hello, Slow. Where are my 90s kids at? I've got something for you.
KTV, talk about it. KTV, sing about it. KTV, shout about it. KTV, be about it.
Makes me feel free.
What took decades to forget just took seconds to remember. The M-Net decoder taking prime spot next to the hi-fi. It was sort of your stamp of loneliness in South African homes. Parents were glued to the TV screen to catch up on what Chris Edwards and Lorna was up to in the Goli.
Ek het wonderlike herinneringe.
En nou is dit tyd dat jy terugkom.
And who can forget Nena with a ouvee. But 3 till 5 was reserved for anything but homework. Your kids today have TikTok, videos done in their bedroom, where we had full production value. But allow Uncle Denis to tell you about the best decade to be a kid and the program that brought you that. All we need now is some Cadbury Holy Molies. This will do. Even before Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network launched, M-Net brought you KTV in 1990. It was a programming block for kids with a live studio audience where kids would queue for hours. Even me. Do you remember Simba Surprise? Forget Disneyland. In South Africa, Simba the Lion surprised you at your school. With chips, of course. You wanna be a Simba Chippy? I wanna be a Simba Chippy.
No man, I also wanted to be a Simba Chippy.
And prior to looting becoming a national sport, there was Reggie's Rush. 60 seconds on the clock, one card, one kid collecting as many toys as possible. Admit it, whenever you were in Reggie's, you would kind of map out your route just in case they picked you next. There was also Sonic the Hedgehog, Mousetrap, and over the weekends we had KTV Power Edition.
The Power Edition live.
With a bowl of Fruity Loops, it allowed the parents to sleep in. Geez, fun times, but I'm still about it. Behind the TV shows and all the fun, what made KTV were the kids, especially the presenters. It felt like it was a kids show made for kids by kids. You wish to meet them or be them. So the question is, where are they now? We did some digging. Now let's start off with the obvious, Candice Hillebrand. Every schoolboy's. Candice went on to become an M-Net presenter. She was FHM's favorite blonde bombshell cover girl. In the early 2000s, she launched her singing career. She also starred in a few Hollywood movies. But Candice is probably mostly known for her role as an assassin in Tekken 2010. But where is she now? Sadly, her fame did not surf the rise of the internet wave. But hey, could be worse. She could be doing Crocs products placements like Minky. The last drop of information we found was this tweet. And who knows if it's true. Then, who can forget the Hametner siblings, Boudine and Gerhard? They just had that KTV face. They nailed it. You know the one. The Hametners went on to live rather normal lives. Boudine is a physiotherapist in the UK, married with kids, and Gerhard still dabbled in the entertainment industry for a few years after KTV. He was a location coordinator for 2 amazing race episodes. And like others, a few moved away from the camera. Clinton Mutaung was the first presenter of color in 1992. He became a co-host on Radio 5's Top 40 show and unfortunately passed away in a car accident. Esther Ter Blanche, equally beloved Binky, starred in an American daytime drama All My Children, and even though she admits she's a South African girl at heart, she lives in LA.
They're getting down and dirty in the tub.
To me, it's only technique. There's no feeling for me. Nothing.
Great.
A tango!
And Candice Moodley, who was with KTV for a decade. She was the MC for President Nelson Mandela's birthday bash in the Kruger National Park. She also presented teen sport for DSTV, co-hosted Eastern Mosaic on SABC3, and was a semi-finalist in Strictly Come Dancing. While many of the KTV presenters grew up and left the world of entertainment, there is one name that is still on our lips: Bobby Molloy. One of ETV's morning presenters and a radio host on Power FM. She first acted in a TV ad at the age of 4 and became a KTV presenter when she was 11. Molloy then joined Highveld Stereo and added Metro FM and YFM to the list before going on back to Highveld, now known as Power FM. She has done it all Access Mzansi, Out of the Box, Strictly Come Dancing, Presenter Search on 3, and she even had a meal with Utata Madiba. And with more than 500,000 followers, it's safe to say this SAFTA winner's career is far from over.
I can't sleep anymore. Waiting for love to walk through the door.
I wish I didn't miss you anymore.
For many, it was a launching pad into the behind-the-scenes world of entertainment. Tristan Holmes became an award-winning director and writer, Oscar award-winning to be exact, for his 2006 film E Lalini. Tabang Molewa also became a director. He got nominated for an Emmy and directed a series in 2013 alongside producer and fellow KTV presenter Wandile Molebatsi. Sipho Gogotya and Josh Feldman co-founded Cove Convergent Entertainment 4 years ago. Feldman also produced and directed the likes of Shark Tank, Survivor, Fear Factor, and The Money Drop.
I can crack walnuts in my armpit. It's a fact.
And then let's not forget Kim Frickleton. She was the first child to interview Nelson Mandela after his release from prison.
Hi, my name is Kim Frickleton. I was born and raised in South Africa.
She soon became a household name, and after her KTV debut, she moved to London and New York, where she worked for Sky, NBC, and ITV's Terra Towers.
Now, what do you miss from South Africa?
Do we have about 2 hours? I miss so much. You know, you always remember the good things.
With Google being everybody's best friend, getting our hands on this information just took a little bit of searching and some more searching. But thanks to those who made it possible by archiving this beautiful slice of South African history.
And now comes the hard and sad part.
That's right. Because goodbye is always hard to say and it's always hard to do. We'd like to take a few moments to acknowledge and give thanks to the man behind the thing that is KTV, Ray Wilson.
Although KTV went on to create new successes, like the update on their logo, and presenters like Roxy Burger, they somehow never managed to capture the same cultural zeitgeist in a bottle. KTV stayed on the air for 21 years, and as it entered adulthood, its parent, DSTV, invested in a new generation of 24-hour channels for kids. And while we look back on these presenters, our Netflix and Showmax subscriptions steer us into the realization that long gone is the era of TV presenters. Gone are the days where somebody's telling you what's coming up next. Present were the days of influencers saying, "Hi guys, welcome to my channel." KTV. Right? Yes. Cool.
Cool.
I love this line. we had full production values.